Well, Happy New Year to you, and let's hope we get some better clear weather this year. It certainly couldn't be any worse than it was last year.
This programme's about your first telescopes. Perhaps you've had a new one for Christmas.
But getting your first telescope can be really, really exciting, and it can literally open up a whole new world of astronomy for you.
It can also be rather daunting, so we're going to present some simple tips on how to get set up and how to get started.
And crucially, we'll try and pick out a few objects that you can look at for the first time. Over the years on the Sky at Night, Patrick always tried to steer us on which telescopes we should get and what to use them for.
Well, as you can see, we're doing this programme from my home in Selsey, where I've got an old thatched house within sound of the sea. And in the garden, I've set up my two telescopes, the big ones, a reflector inside a run-off shed and another one inside a dome. And it's from here that I carry out my own observational work.
His telescopes were for the advanced astronomer, but he also had lots of advice for the beginner.
I'd like to begin by showing you my own first telescope. Here it is. It's a 3-inch refractor, and I had it when I was a boy of 11. That goes back to 1934. It wasn't new then. I think it must have been built around about 1910. And I call it a 3-inch refractor because it collects its light with a lens or object glass 3 inches across. I'm very refractor-minded. They give lovely, crisp images. And, of course, I am essentially an observer of the moon and planets, so I like refractors. But if you're interested more in star clusters, nebulae, and what we call deep sky work, I think probably the reflector is the better.
That advice is still good today. We have...
Well then, guys, we've got a few of our guest telescopes here, and it's a nice array, actually.
An impressive array, yes. This is yours, is it?
This is actually my first telescope. This is my second telescope.
You've upgraded there.
Well, my wife saw this in a charity shop for £20.
Right.
So I'm not sure how it got there. My guess is that someone got it for Christmas or a birthday and in the end didn't know what to do with it.
Well, I don't have my first telescope here, but we have bought Patrick's out, and Patrick's this lovely brass refractor. It's actually one of the simplest forms of telescopes you can get. It's got a primary lens at the top and an eyepiece at the bottom, and the light is magnified in a very simple way. And it's on a good tripod as well.
Yeah.
But now, Pete, we come to this. Why don't you tell everybody what this is? I saw that and I thought that he'd been catching lobsters because it doesn't look like it catches photons to me.
You were just so rude about stuff. My first ever telescope was actually a 40mm refractor, so that's quite a small refracting telescope. But I really wanted to go bigger, and I couldn't afford it. So at the end of the day, I decided to make my own.
Right.
And this is all that's left of it. I think the first deep sky object I ever saw through that telescope was the Ring Nebula.
Well, hopefully we'll be able to show our newcomers some interesting stuff later on. It does look like it's going to clear, doesn't it?
I think it will,
What do you think? Should we take... Go on, do that optimistic thing you do when we're camping and it's awful and you say it's going to clear.
I think it's going to be fine.
There you go. Yes.
Oh, might as well go in now then.
Right, yes, good. Well, let's hope for clear skies later.
There's a real feeling of anticipation and excitement as darkness approaches. Over the years, Patrick has hosted some great star parties here, and we've been lucky with the weather. The transit of Venus in 2004 was an amazing event, with astronomers flocking to Farthings to share this unique experience with Patrick.
And we're about to see something that no one now living has ever seen. So let's hope the skies stay clear.
But Patrick has not always been lucky with the weather. His live show for the 50th programme of the Sky at Night put him off observing on live TV for some time.
I can't see one single star. Can you, George, anywhere? Any luck?
No, I must be able to see it before I can get on to it.
Trouble, of course. Yes, there is the moon. I can see it for the moment. No, it's gone again.
It's gone.
Yes, and there is Saturn for the first time on direct television. Is it gone? Oh, no.
Just as I got it on the crosswires, it blacked right out.
How absolutely typical. There's nothing we can do about it.
I can't move a 24-inch telescope quicker than that.
No, I'm afraid you can't.
Let's hope we're a bit luckier with the weather tonight. Back in Patrick's garden, we are waiting to show everyone how to use their telescopes, but the skies have been teasing us with clouds. Finally it clears, and Paul has got all excited.
The sky's really delivering for us now, and on Jupiter there's something rather special tonight. Can you make out the great red spot?
Yes, I can. It's amazing. It's absolutely the best view I've ever had.
And to think that that spot is sort of three times the size of the Earth, you can see just how large Jupiter is compared to the Earth. Once you've been looking at Jupiter for a while, the colours are quite spectacular. Are you finding any colour there?
Yes, definitely. And, you know, with my telescope, which is smaller, I don't see colour. And so this is wonderful. I've never seen this much detail
The advantage of a computerized go-to mount is that you can find faint objects in the sky quickly and easily. We have to make sure the telescope is aligned with the sky. To do that, we pick out some bright stars and check the telescope is looking at them. I've come to give...
The sky, as they say now, Derek, is your oyster. So I will hand over the paddle to you, and you can pick anything you want in the sky, and in theory, your telescope will find it. So
absolutely, it's great stuff.
Danny wants to learn how to find objects by star hopping. So we are switching off the sky sat-nav, and I am helping her to find M35, the lovely star cluster in the constellation of Gemini the Twins.
Oh, there we go, yeah.
You got the two stars?
I think I do. Do you want to check?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you definitely got them.
Yeah.
So now you need the scope to go up and slightly round to the right.
Okay. And what am I looking for?
It's a little cluster. It looked like a little hazy patch.
Oh goodness, yeah. Okay, now I know what I was looking for. That's fantastic, yeah.
Lots and lots of stars.
Yes, lots and lots of stars, yeah. Well, it's tricky to find, but I got there.
And it gets easier every time you do it. You learn that pattern of stars, and you'll remember how tricky it was.
Yes.
And then you'll do it again, and it will get a lot easier.
That's brilliant. Thank you very much.
That's a pleasure.
Yeah, it's been great actually tonight, seeing people get started, and the best thing was seeing people make mistakes, because it is hard when you make a start into it, and then getting them sorted out, persevering.
We all made mistakes when we started out.
I'm still doing it now.
we're fairly competent now, but we did make a lot of mistakes. But it was also interesting to see how excited they were when they were overcoming those mistakes and solving them.
When Patrick presented the first Sky at Night in 1957, space travel of any sort was science fiction. So who knows? In the next 55 years, a voyage to Alpha Centauri might just come about.
If you look up into the sky on any dark night, you will see thousands of stars, and all these stars are suns in their own right. Many of them may have other planets going round them, other Earths if you like. I'm sure they have, and I'm also sure that many of these other Earths are inhabited. Some by people who know as much as we do, and others by races who know a great deal more. If we are ever going to contact those other civilizations which must exist, it's got to be done, I think, by some method about which we know absolutely nothing at the present moment. And I suspect we are just about as far away from that kind of thing as King Canute was from television.
But some things never change. For more than half a century, Patrick encouraged us simply to look up at the night skies and to wonder. That pleasure's still there for all to enjoy as we, like Patrick, reach for the stars.
Next month we'll be talking about the sun and those lovely things, the northern and the southern lights. Until then, good night. Venus, goodbye. Goodbye, Venus, and thank you. Well, that was absolutely great. And so, from Scotland, at the end of our annual eclipse, for the moment, good night. I think it's not too early, I hope, to wish you a very happy Christmas, New Year, and clear skies. Good night. Well, we told you it was like science fiction. Good night. And for now, good night. Is Mars a dead world, or is it a world where there are things which live and grow? Good night. And so, from Brighton, where the sky is now completely overcast, good night. Good night. Good night. If you have got any kind of telescope, well, have a look at the Pleiades, and you'll be astonished at the richness of it. And even a small telescope will give you a superb view of this magnificent cluster of suns. Good night.